So I thought that I wouldn't make any more games in 2022 during December, and I had already made a video covering all the games I did this year. Until, on the last few days of the year, some people from Team Melon began talking about a 48-hour game jam, the Winter Melon Jam. I didn't have anything better to do those last few days since I was going to dedicate them for just chilling out. Therefore, I said to myself, why not just take part? And so we made an online cozy metaverse in 2 days, CottageVille. A lot of people were interested to know as to how we achieved such a thing within a short amount of time. So I figured that it wouldn't be such a bad idea to make a video about it. The jam allowed only teams up to 4 people, and we got 4 people. Fish Soup, Lenny, Victo, and me, all who are a part of Team Melon. Check out their content in the description down below. The jam begins and the theme is revealed to be cozy. None of us have really made a game for relaxation before, so this was ultimately a great opportunity to try out something new. After a long discussion over ideas, we came to the conclusion that a cozy game wouldn't need any kind of puzzles or activities that would require active thinking. We looked at a lot of references and we decided to make a game where you are able to customize your own cozy room. It's not like any typical game, and to call it a game might even seem like a stretch to some people. But essentially, you could think of this as something you can turn on in the background to help you relax and focus on what you're planning to do. Now, all of this was fine, and we all liked this idea. Fish Soup and Licto began working on the art for the game, and Lenny began implementing the necessary features like item swapping and etc. But for me as a director and a programmer in the team, it felt like the game might be too simple in terms of its functionalities. At least for me and Lenny it seemed that way. I began thinking of things that we can add to expand on it. Initially, we all thought of having some sort of collection of mini-games, but giving extra puzzles or challenges to the player is something that we already decided against doing. One thing we thought of, however, is adding the ability to change the weather and time of the day, as well as a to-do list and some space where you can write what activity you're currently doing or planning to do. But those were minor features too. So then my one brain cell decided to duplicate the room in the Unity scene, and it triggered my brain to generate an idea. What if we turn our game into a metaverse game? Clearly, everyone was against this idea at first, but eventually I got to convince the team that this would probably work out. Now, this wasn't going to be some kind of metaverse where you have NFTs and all that crazy nonsense. It's a cozy metaverse. So my idea was to just display the cottages of your friends around your cottage and be able to share your thoughts around it, you know? A lot of people wondered how I had the balls to do this thing. Well, this is Team Owen, and we strive to always go for high ambition. I like taking risks, and it wasn't my first rodeo when it came to making online multiplayer games and writing a server. Worst case scenario, we will just end up having what we originally planned to have. So, how did we exactly make the metaverse? I started off by creating a cloud-hosted server and thinking of what language to use for it. I'm familiar with several languages for backend scripting, but the choice seemed obvious to me: Python. That was the language that I'm most familiar with when it came to backend development. So I used Python, a non-relational database, as well as Flask, which is a library for creating and hosting servers. How does it work? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm about to get a little technical here, so excuse me if you're unfamiliar with some of the terminology I may be using. The first thing that's required is registering the user. Once the user sends their credentials to the server, the user gets a confirmation from the server and proceeds the user to the main level. The user then fetches their profile info from the server and keeps doing that every now and then to refresh the profile. When the player makes changes to the elements in the room, a request containing each item's state is sent to the server to update their interior, so then your friends would be able to see the interior of your room. Speaking of friends, making friends in the game is made easy too. The player enters their friend's username, the server then adds the player's name to the friends request list. The friend will receive an incoming friend request which they can accept in the game, which will make both of the players' rooms be visible to each other. Already in the first day, I had the server pretty much done, and I began integrating it immediately into Unity. On the second day, aka the last day of 2022, we focused on getting the art of the cottage done, and we put lots of effort into polishing the game to the maximum, such as adding effects and quality of life features like being able to toggle the UI and toggle the rooms of other players. Along with those tasks, we also tested the online features and fixed some bugs, and we managed to finish the game early, 5 hours before the deadline, and I consider that a great jamming experience. All in all, I think this game turned out great, and I think that if needed, we could work on this idea even more in the future. I had fun collaborating with my teammates, and it was truly a good way to wrap up 2022 and kick off the year of 2023. If you like what you saw, then please leave a like, that'll be appreciated. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you have any more questions about the game or you want to leave your thoughts on it, then do that in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next time.